Good morning, everybody. It's 10:39 a.m. on Saturday, June 17, 2023. I wanted to read this article yesterday, just didn't have time. But it was given to me by a targeted female who I've known for a while. And I really believe this article is so fitting to not only what is happening to each targeted non-investigative subject individual, but also what is systemically happening in the United States and America. So the article is by a gentleman named Alan West. And let me read a little bit about him. But before I do, please hit the thumbs up. I know it's very often like you'll watch the whole video and then forget to hit the thumbs up. So hit the thumbs up before you even watch it. It helps the channel grow. Please like, comment, share. Welcome to all the newcomers. My name is Lorraine. I moved from Manalapan, New Jersey, in a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner, to remote rural Kentucky on the edge of a national forest. And I can assure you that the stalking, harassment, vandalism, pet murder, covert experimentation follows you wherever you go. But anyway, let me tell you about this author. Okay, the author is Alan West. Alan West is a retired lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. He served in Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom, receiving many honors. And in 2010, West was an elected member of the 112th Congress, representing Florida's 22nd District. He is a Fox News contributor, author of Guardian of the Republic, and a member of the Citizens Commission on National Security. Okay, so he's got other articles. I haven't read the other articles, but this is a good one. So he's writing for this publication called CCNS, which is Citizens Commission on National Security. The article is entitled The New American Stasi by Alan West. It's written December 16, 2019, folks. The interesting thing about the title to this missive is that some will immediately ascertain the meaning, but some will be clueless. That is indeed the result of the progressive socialist left not teaching history, but engaging in ideological revisionist storytelling. As well, it is a reflection upon the success of the leftist media in America, having succeeded in dominating the narrative and advancing propagandized messaging, not objective news. The Stasi was the Ministry for State Security, also known as the State Security Service, in the Deutschland Democratic Republic, which is a DDR. What we used to call East Germany. In its short 40 years of existence, from February 1950 to January 1990, not too long ago, the Stasi, quote-unquote, was one of the most brutal and repressive intelligence and secret police agencies in the world. I'm going to repeat that sentence, okay? In its short 40 years of existence, from February 1950 to January 1990, not too long ago, no, that was not long ago, folks, the Stasi was one of the most brutal and repressive intelligence and secret police agencies in the world. It was comprised of some 90,000 employees and agents. But what truly made the Stasi so feared was the over 150,000 hidden informants enabling its mission: mass government surveillance, spying. It was a mission that in those 40 short years resulted in the arrest of an estimated 250,000, he writes 250K, East Germans. These are all those rat snitches, all the rat snitch little neighbors that go along to get along, the brown noses, right? He goes on to say, I am just a mere 58 years of age, but I will never forget the Stasi. See, as a young airborne lieutenant stationed in Vicenza, Italy, 1984 to 1987, one of our training rotations was to West Berlin for urban combat training. The Allied forces, mainly America, had one of the best mock city training facilities in the world. And for 3 weeks, we went through that crucible. However, we did get one day to don our dress uniform, spit-shine jump boots, maroon paratrooper beret, and cross over from liberty and freedom into abject tyranny. Yes, we transited through Checkpoint Charlie and entered East Berlin behind the venerable Iron Curtain. This experience for me in January 1985, and it made an impression that continues to this day. As we walked freely on the streets, in the shops, and visited memorials, we were being watched. But more importantly, the people were being watched to see if there was any interaction with us beyond the normal transaction of business. You could see the fear in their eyes and despair. Imagine knowing that freedom, liberty is so close, but you cannot experience it. To me, that is the most damning aspect of hope, for it is to be so close, yet seem unattainable. There were no smiles, no eye contact. As a young man from the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, just 24 years old, I saw the face of tyranny, collective subjugation, and the absence of freedom. Now, 34 years later, I'm a retired Army officer, former member of the U.S. House of Representatives, and I am watching reports of the same tyranny in our America. Last week, the Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz revealed that we have a new American Stasi. As a member of Congress, I had voted against the renewal of the Patriot Act. A main reason was the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA court. I could not, and still cannot fathom having a quote-unquote secret court that has the power to grant warrants to conduct surveillance, spying against American citizens without their knowledge or ability to defend themselves. That is a complete and utter violation of our Fourth Amendment rights, yet this is what happens. And last week, Mr. Horowitz confirmed my greatest concerns. 17 inaccuracies and omissions were made to this secret court in order to obtain warrants to conduct surveillance spying against American citizens. And yes, the entire Mueller special investigation was enacted for one reason, but veered greatly off course, and certain political opposition have found themselves sentenced to prison. This is how things happen when progressive socialists are in power. What perhaps started with every good intention of keeping us safe from Islamic jihadists and terrorist attacks is now being used against political opponents. I have always admired the hypocrisy of socialist communists to claim the title of quote-unquote democratic, such as East Germany did and North Korea does today. It is a means by which they attempt to deceive and wrongfully label themselves, such as Bernie Sanders with his democratic socialism. Let's be honest. No one is going to willingly accept the tyranny of the left. Their goals, objectives, ideological domination can only be attained by message control, coercion, intimidation, fear, threats, and ultimately, violence. In the DDR, also referenced to as the GDR, the German Democratic Republic, the Stasi were the tools of implementing compliance with the rule of the state. Now, in America, we have the same apparatus growing, hiding, and being used to destroy political opposition. The end game is the same. Create a looming fear of quote-unquote resistance that any and all real resistance fades away. There is such a fear in existence of speaking up that in the end, you do not speak at all. Consider the member of Congress from Texas, Republican Joaquin Castro, who publishes a list of supporters to President Trump. Why? Think about Barack Obama leveraging the power of the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, against a constitutional conservative grassroots organization. Why? Consider Eric Holder's Operation Fast and Furious, which resulted in the death of a U.S. Border Patrol agent, Brian Terry. Why? Think about all the resources of the Obama administration that were used in conjunction with a political foreign-sourced false dossier that somehow ends up before a secret court in our America. Why? Almost 20 of our states have implemented an unconstitutional act called red flag laws, where a law-abiding American knows not his accuser, yet can have his Second Amendment right violated. Why? The left fully endorses a violent, masked group called Antifa, unleashing them upon liberty-loving Americans and squashing any freedom of speech. Why? We have developed terms such as quote-unquote deep state. We have folks calling themselves the resistance. Hashtag resistance. What we truly have developing is a new American Stasi. Tactics are the same, all well as the objectives. This column was originally published at CNS News. The views expressed in CNS News member articles are not necessarily views of the positions of the entire CCNS. They are the views of the authors who are members of CCNS. So what do you think about that, folks? This was written in 2019. They talk about the secret FISA warrants, the deep state, the hypocrisy. 17 inaccuracies and omissions were made to this secret court in order to obtain warrants to conduct surveillance, spying against American citizens. And I want to read that other paragraph again. Here we go. The Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz revealed that we have a new American Stasi. As a member of Congress, I had voted against the renewal of the Patriot Act, which is totally unpatriotic. A main reason was the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which is FISA, the FISA court. He says, I could not, and I still cannot fathom having a secret court that has the power to grant warrants to conduct surveillance spying against American citizens without their knowledge or ability to defend themselves. That is a complete and utter violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. Yet this is what happened. And this is what targeted individuals are experiencing. What are we, the lab rats? Are we the test rats? Or are we just the stronger people in the community where they've got to practice and practice to take us down so they can roll it out to the rest of the population gradually? Which is what they were doing during the COVID Only slaves wear masks, boys and girls, men and women. A mask is a symbol of slavery. You put a mask on your mouth, it's telling you to shut up. It's telling you to be quiet. It's telling you to smother. It's telling you to not breathe. It's suffocating. But look at all the people that went along to wear that damn thing and died as a result. Or caught pneumonia. Yeah. But anyway, I look forward to your comments about this article. And I'll read the background of this gentleman again. Alan West is a retired lieutenant colonel in the United States Army. He served in Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom, receiving many honors. And in 2010, West was elected as member of the 112th Congress, representing Florida's 22nd District. He is a Fox News contributor, author of Guardian of the Republic, and as a member of the Citizens Commission on National Security. You can see here. And then I guess when you click on this link, it will take you to some of his other content. I haven't done that yet, folks, but I will leave a link to this article in the description section. I hope everybody's enjoying their day this Saturday. And yes, I will get together my Zerzetsung Fashion Club. I've got to collect my evidence. I have a bunch of it in bags. I mean, it just takes up so much space. But I hope everybody's doing well. And I will talk to you soon, exposing one criminal at a time.